In this video, you'll learn how to set up SwiftLint for your Xcode project. SwiftLint is a tool that enforces code style rules on your projects. It's loosely based on the GitHub style guide, but its rules can be customized to fit your individual project. It works by throwing errors and warnings when building your project if your code is in the incorrect format. To get started, you first need to install it locally. This can be done using Homebrew, so if you just open up a terminal window and type brew install SwiftLint. I've already got it, so it will just throw an error, but that should install SwiftLint for you. Once it's installed, you need to head back to your project, go to your project and then your target, and then go into build phases. Here we're just going to add a new run script, and I'm going to name mine run SwiftLint. And then I'll leave a link to this website in the description. It's just the GitHub repo for SwiftLint, and it will give you the snippet of code you need to run SwiftLint. So I'm just going to copy and paste that and put it into my run script. Now move the run script before compiling the sources, and that's basically it. So if you press build, then you can see it throws a load of errors depending on code style. So here it just say there's a space for this colon which shouldn't be there, and then you can go through and fix all of these. SwiftLint can also be customized quite heavily, so if you head back to your terminal, we can create a configuration file. So to do this, make sure you're in your project's root folder, and then just type touch.swiftLint.yaml. And then if we open this up, we can start putting in some rules that we want. And in this file, we can opt in, disable, or customize certain rules. And to get a full list of the rules, I'll put this in the description as well. It's just a website with just all the different SwiftLint rules that you can check out. A lot of these are enabled by default, but some of them you have to opt in, and some of them you can disable. So to disable certain rules, you can just type disabled_rules, and then here you can just list out each rule that you want disabling. So one that I want to disable is the identifier name rule, so I can just type identifier name, and that will disable the identifier name rule. Next, if you want to opt in to certain rules, you can just type opt in rules, and here you can list all the rules that you want to opt into. One I quite like is the empty count, so I can put that there. That just means it doesn't like equals 0, it prefers .is empty. You can also exclude the linter from running on certain parts of your project. So if you've got Cocoa pods, probably don't want the linter running on those. So to do that, you can do excluded, and then here just list everything you don't want to run. So I'm going to do Carthage as well as Cocoa pods. And finally, in this file, you can customize certain rules. So there's a rule that restricts line length, so it will throw an error if your line is over a certain number of characters. But I want a bit more control over that. So I can just type the rule name, which is line length. And here I can choose when to throw a warning and when to throw an error. So for the warning, I want it to be if the line is over 150 characters, and an error if it's over 200 characters. And that's basically done if you just save that and close out of it. And if you build, you can see the identifier name rules have gone because I've disabled that. And then I can just go through and fix all the existing issues that I had, and build again, and there's a few other ones that we can also fix. You can also silence specific rules in Xcode directly. Let's say we just want to ignore the linter for these few lines. So let's build, so it will throw an error. Well, if we want to disable the linter just for these few lines, you can add a comment with SwiftLint disable, and then the name of the rule, which is colon, and then underneath we can just re-enable the linter again. And if you build, those warnings go away, so you can just ignore certain rules for certain files or certain lines. And that's basically everything you need to know about SwiftLint. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in another video.